I will admit up front that 22 is a sort of messed up question because the correct answer almost feels like a sufficient assumption. I think this is an answer choice it's the best of 5. Don't really like it as a necessary assumption, but which ones were we debating here? B. Okay, so first of all, the conclusion is that the mere threat of renewed competition will prevent the company from No, hold on. No, the conclusion is it's acceptable, right?
Yeah.
The practice is clearly acceptable because the mere threat of renewed competition will prevent that company from raising its prices to unreasonable levels. It's acceptable because the company won't end up raising its prices, right, to unreasonable levels. Okay, so B. It is unlikely that several competing companies will engage in predatory pricing simultaneously.
I had already eliminated the correct answer, so I just was picking from.
I'm not sure how this simultaneity of it matters.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had already eliminated the correct answer, so I was picking from like what was left. But I reasoned that it was okay because the argument discusses it as like one company does this, and so they beat out all of their competitors, and then they wouldn't be smart to do that because all of their competitors are like will come back. So I just thought the argument was trying to present it as like only one company can do this at a time for it to work.
So it does this, right? It sells its prices really low. This is what Standard Oil did. And deliberately it drives away its competitors. And they're saying, people are like, oh, this is bad. But then this person is saying, no, it's fine because they won't ever raise their prices super high once they become the only competitor because the threat of competition, right? Okay. So does it have to be true that there aren't 2 companies or 3 companies that are trying to do this at the same time? I mean, I think maybe only one person ends up winning, but it doesn't have to be true that we don't have 2 or 3 people trying to do that or engaging in predatory pricing. So I think that's why this does not need to be assumed. Other answers that we were debating here. Do we see how answer choice E is almost a sufficient assumption? It's sort of, but it could be necessary still in the sense that we're making the assumption that if you don't do this, then you're acceptable, right? There's no other connection between this premise and the conclusion. All right? Okay, so